I am low vision. I love to travel. And in moments like this, travel becomes a reminder of what I'm excluded from.
When we think about travel, we usually think about what we see, the sights, the landmarks. But what if the real magic of travel is about what we can do and how it makes us feel? For millions and millions of people, that feeling is, well, it's exclusion. Today, we're going to explore why making travel accessible isn't just some nice to have idea, it's the massive, overlooked future of the entire industry. So, before we dive into the big numbers and the business case, let's get personal. We need to understand the reality on the ground. Let's start with what it actually feels like when the world of travel simply wasn't designed with you in mind. I want you to picture this. You're in a super busy train station. Announcements are just a blur of noise, the ticket machines are just smooth, flat screens, and the crowd is a fast-moving obstacle course you have to navigate. For a traveler with low vision, this isn't some exciting adventure. It is, in their own words, a reminder of what I'm excluded from. And this isn't a rare feeling. This happens every single day, in airports, hotels, and tourist spots all over the globe. And right there, that's the key. This isn't some tiny niche problem we're talking about. It's a systemic failure. The travel industry has, for the most part, completely misunderstood who the modern traveler is. And by doing that, it's ignoring a huge, massive segment of the global population. All right, so just how big is this overlooked market we're talking about? Well, the numbers here don't just tell a story, they completely reframe this whole conversation, moving it from a niche concern to a global economic powerhouse. Let's start with a ratio that might really surprise you. 1 in 6. That's the portion of the global population living with a significant disability. It is way, way larger than most people realize. And it's a demographic that cuts across every border, every age, and every background. So, what does 1 in 6 actually look like in human terms? It means 1.3 billion individuals. To put that into perspective for you, that is a population larger than all of Europe combined. A massive, underserved pool of potential travelers. And this population has immense economic power. I mean, just in the US alone, travelers with disabilities spend around $50 billion on travel every single year. And here's the kicker. That number doesn't even count their travel companions, the family, the friends who book, travel, and spend right alongside them. This is a powerhouse market that, for the most part, is being completely ignored. Okay, so we've laid out the problem, right? And the sheer scale of the opportunity. So what's the fix? How can the industry totally reimagine the travel journey, from the very beginning to the very end? It really all boils down to one simple, powerful question. What if every single part of the travel experience was designed from the ground up to work for everyone? Let's walk through what that could actually look like. It all starts before you even pack your bags. Think about it. Booking websites without those impossible captcha puzzles, with image descriptions that tell you what a room actually looks and feels like. But the real game changer? Verified accessibility facts. Imagine knowing a hotel bathroom's exact door width just as easily as you can check if it has free Wi-Fi. That's not a luxury, that's essential. Okay, now for the journey itself. Instead of confusing layouts, imagine your phone giving you audio guidance through a chaotic airport, using little beacons to lead you straight to your gate. Or think about how simple but how powerful an access mode on a ride-hailing app would be, letting a driver know ahead of time that you use a wheelchair or might need a little extra help. And look, this isn't science fiction, right? The tech to do all of this exists right now. And then you finally get there, to the destination. And this is where small changes can make a world of difference. Imagine a museum tour that doesn't just describe a famous sculpture, but gives you a tactile model you can actually touch and feel. Or a beach that, instead of being a frustrating barrier of sand, has a firm path that takes you right down to the water's edge. This is how you create experiences that people can truly feel. And this brings us to a really crucial point. All these changes, they're not just about doing the right thing or some kind of social responsibility. At its core, this is just a smart business decision. Yeah, this quote just nails it. It really gets to the heart of the mindset shift we need. This isn't about giving special treatment. It's about providing the tools for what travel is supposed to be for all of us: independence, dignity, and real, true inclusion. And you got to understand, the benefits here they ripple out. See, when you make a place accessible for one person, you're not just getting that one person, you're getting their whole family, their friends. That means more bookings, hotels that are more full,
and more money pouring into local restaurants and shops. It builds a stronger, more resilient tourism economy for everybody.
So, hearing all this, you might be thinking, wow, that sounds like a massive overhaul. But the good news is, getting started is way more straightforward than you'd think. Here is a simple, actionable checklist that pretty much any travel business can use. And this roadmap is so great because it's actually doable. Step 1. Just be honest. Publish a simple page on your website with the facts about your accessibility. Step 2. Test your own stuff. Try to book a room using only a screen reader and see what happens. 3 and 4 are about people. Add some simple physical cues and train your staff. But honestly, the most critical step is the last one, co-design. Hire travelers with disabilities to help you build the experience. Don't guess what people need. Ask them. Involve them. Because when you boil it all down, when you strip away all the tech and the training, what's it all for? It's about one thing, freedom. At its core, that's what travel is supposed to represent, isn't it? The freedom to explore, the freedom to discover, and to connect with the world. True accessibility means making that feeling of freedom universal. So what's the big takeaway here? The future of travel, it's not just about the amazing things we can see. It's about creating rich, immersive experiences that are open to every single person. It's about building a world of travel that everyone can truly feel.